And so today, as I was saying, we have a special performer for you today. He has appeared on The Tonight Show, America's Got Talent, Let's Make a Deal, Comedy Store, and the Laugh Factory in Hollywood, as well as military bases around the world. Please put your hands together and let's welcome Perry Kurtz to our community. Without further ado, here is the man.
Thank you, thank you. Give yourselves a round of applause for coming down for me. Let's hear it for you coming down. When there's no food, you're here and there's no food, you're still here. And how about a round of applause for Carol, ladies and gentlemen? Let's hear it for Carol. Yesterday was National Hug Day. She's given me 37 hugs since I came here. And I'm not done from what I understand, so I'm happy with that. Well, my name is Perry Kurtz. I'm going to be your entertainment for a little while. Let me tell you a little bit about me. First of all, February 5th, I will be 64 years old.
Yay!
And so I'm not here just to entertain you. I'm looking for a place to live. And my biggest question is, how's the food?
Amazing.
All right, got a couple grades. That's good. Overshadowed the other ones. That's okay. Food's important. You got to eat. You got to try and eat healthy because let's face it, we're not kids anymore. I don't know if you notice it, but we're all starting to get older. Have you noticed? Anybody pick that up? Some of you are starting to get gray. Some of the guys are beginning to lose their hair. And I know it's starting to affect me too, but it's not easy getting older, and I think we shouldn't be called seniors anymore. I think we should be called vintage. Because vintage means you've been around a bit, you've been knocked down, you've been fixed up, but you're still working. And that's the important. The key to life is to keep going. Never give up. They say you can't get started without taking that first step. Take that first step. Stay active. Talk to each other. That's the best thing you can do, is talk to each other. I do a lot of these shows, and I was in a center a couple of weeks ago, and I said, what do you guys do for fun? A lady said, well, when we get new people in here, and a lady comes running up to me, and she says, where's the bathroom? And she's sort of rocking back and forth. I send her to the other end of the building just to watch her waddle away. So again, my name is Perry Kurtz. Let me tell you how to remember it. It's Perry, like Perry Como, Perry Winkle, Perry Mason, or as my mother tells me, she's using a medication now called perianal cream. Let's face it, when you have kids, the only way you can get even is to embarrass them, and that's what she likes to do. My mother is 83 years old. She lives in Philadelphia, which is where I'm from. Do we have anybody from Philadelphia here? One person, what part of Philly? Where?
Northeast.
Northeast. I went to Northeast High School. Were you one of my teachers? No, because they're all dead now, believe me. They're all over 100 by now. Yeah, I grew up in Philadelphia. Philadelphia is one of the original cities. They say it's progressive. It's modern. If they're so progressive and modern, why haven't they fixed the Liberty Bell yet? A little glue, some duct tape, something. Fix that thing already. But I grew up in Philadelphia. Back there, I have a younger brother. He's a stockbroker. He's very good with money. I'm not. I'm horrible with money. I'm the creative part, he's the logical part. I'm also Jewish. Do we have any Jews here? Hold up your jewelry if you're Jewish. I said that last week. 10 minutes later, a lady puts her hand up. I said, do you have a question? She said, no, my arm fell asleep. But you gotta keep going, that's what's important. And as I said, I'm 63, gonna be 64. I've also been married to the same woman for 24 years in a row. Yesterday was our anniversary. 24 years, and I say in a row because it's the Los Angeles area, and out here, marriages last about an hour if you're lucky. And I met my wife online. You've heard of this computer dating? What you do is you'll look at somebody and you'll read about them, and then maybe you talk on the phone. And if they don't disgust you, then you go actually meet them. We didn't have pictures in those days. Back in 1990, we didn't have pictures. We didn't have color. It was black and white, and all it was letters. And it was so slow that when you would type your name out, it would build it, the letter dot by dot. So I typed my name and the P started and I went, boop, 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 boop. That was just a P alone. By the time my name finished printing on the screen, my wife got up, made a sandwich, ate it, and digested it. So we talked on the phone for 40 hours over 3 days. And I fell in love with her instantly because she was funny, she was smart, and she had a Southern accent. And I love Southern accents. People in the South enjoy talking. Now, right there, that was my accent. I said talking. I didn't say talking. See, I still have my Philadelphia accent. Now, do we have anybody from New York? Right there. People in New York have their own type of accent. It's not Philly. People in New York all sound like they ate a sandwich and they still got half of it one side of their mouth for later. It's always like, how you doing? What's up? How you? How you doing? And there's a difference between a New York mobster and a Philadelphia mobster. When you owe them money in New York, they go, hey, hey, hey. In Philadelphia, they add a little head movement. They go, hey, hey. And they do that because it turns out we're all afraid of turkeys. But yeah, I grew up in Philadelphia, and my wife is from the South. She's got that Southern drawl. People in the South, when they talk, they enjoy talking. They stretch it out. They don't just say hello. They go, hi, how are you? What's up? And my wife always says, she's going over yonder. Have you ever heard that term, yonder? That's where she's going. I've looked at 57 maps. There was no place called yonder. I don't know where she goes, but somehow she always comes back. But I've also got a couple kids. She had 3 kids when I met her, and I didn't know about it. We went out for 6 months, and I went out to her house, and I walked in. There's 3 kids. I said, who are these kids? She goes, I guess I forgot to tell you I have children. And I'm sitting there like this, looking for the door to get out of the house as fast as I can. You know the old saying, you don't want to get involved with somebody that has baggage? My wife owned Samsonite. But we moved in together, and the kids were cute, and they were smart, but they didn't know their father, and I didn't have any children. And I'm a clean guy. I don't do drugs. I don't drink. I haven't had alcohol since '74. And I thought, these kids need a father. I'm going to be the one. So I got everybody a little gold ring for their finger, and one night at dinner, I got down next to the table, and I said, I'd like to ask the 4 of you to marry me. And they all went like this, except my son, who said, yeah, whatever, can we just have dinner now? Because boys are so romantic. We got married at City Hall in downtown Los Angeles. Now, those of you that have been married, I'm sure you had a nice wedding. You had your friends, you were dressed up, maybe you had a band, there was dancing, it was a good time. Not at City Hall, everything was gray. And I walk up to the counter, I said, excuse me, can we get married? The guy goes, oh yeah, you get married. I said, no, we'd like to get married. He says, yeah, you get married. I said, no, we'd like to get married. He says, yeah, married. I said, yeah, can we just get married while we're here? He goes, yeah, you have a seat, we call you when we wedding. So we go over and we sit down. 20 minutes later, we hear, Sarah and Perry, please come in. We walk in, it's the same guy wearing a judge's robe. Only now he's speaking perfect English. The accent went out the window with the Rosetta Stone. And he's reading right from the book, but he had practiced it. He gets it in and he goes, now, Sarah, do you take Perry to be your lawfully wedded husband? She goes, I do. And he goes, and Perry, do you take these people to be your family? And I said, why not? I'm here. Which was not a smart thing to do. Because all the women are going, yeah. Because see, women remember everything, guys. They remember it forever. Forget about an elephant's memory. You ladies remember every stupid thing that we do. And you know just when to save it and throw it back in our faces every time we mess up. Which I'm hearing is about every 8.5 hours. So we got married and we went on for our honeymoon. I had a paying gig. So we spent our honeymoon in Barstow. Does it get better than that? Forget Vegas. We went to Barstow, and Barstow is a small town. Very small. It's a little loop. You pull in, there's a sign that says, welcome to, thank you for coming. And there's a lot of inbreeding in Barstow. We met people who were their own parents. In fact, we had more teeth than everybody in the city put together. But we made it. The kids are grown up now, and so are we. And I'm glad you guys are here. Now, I want you to know my show is different than anybody else because you are the stars of my show. I want to talk with you and not to you. So if you have any questions, feel free to put your hand up and ask me at any point. But I want to ask you some questions, and I don't want you to have to put your hand up or do anything except make a sound. So on the count of 3, I want everybody to make a sound very popular in the Deep South. On the count of 3, go, ee-haw. The women like it because women just like to make noises. So on the count of 3, everybody go ee-haw as hard and as long as you can. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Ee-haw!
Wow, that was very good. Okay. Remember, if your answer is yes, just go ee-haw. First question. How many people are seeing me today for the first time? Okay. How many have never seen me before? I confused a couple people. They didn't get the joke. All right. How many people are here today? How many don't know where you are? How many really don't care at this point? All right. That's what I wanted to know. Okay, good. Yeah, well, life is not easy. Let's face it, it's a struggle to do it. And raising kids was not easy. Now the kids are grown. They're 30, 29, and 22. All good kids. None of them drink. None of them smoke cigarettes. They don't do any drugs, alcohol, or anything like that. And they're all working. They're all very productive kids. But I had a big shock because I did not want to have children. My wife did. But I grew up in the 60s. And I started smoking pot in art school. And I think I must have smoked my body weight in marijuana. So I didn't want to have kids because they say that if you do drugs, it distorts your chromosomes and you give birth to a little disfigured child. And I was afraid I'd have a daughter with an extra arm and a finger growing out of her head. So I didn't want to have children. So my wife was on birth control. One day, she takes me in the bedroom and says, listen, I have to tell you something. I said, what did I do this time? And she goes, well, you did good. I said, really? She said, yes, I'm pregnant. And I looked at her and said, really? Any idea who the father is? See, I didn't think I could get her pregnant because I was 53 years old. I didn't think I had anything inside my body except dust. So I was very surprised that she was pregnant. And she got bigger and bigger and bigger until she was so big. Her stomach was so big there were actually smaller stomachs orbiting around it. It had its own zip code. She was gigantic. And then one day, 5 weeks before the baby was due, she started having horrible pain. And I took her to the hospital, and the doctor said, Mr. Kurtz, we've got 20 minutes to get the baby out of your wife or she's going to die. And I looked at him and said, can you give me 30 minutes to think about that? And he said, what are you, a comedian? I went, yes, I am. He goes, well, you can still come in the operating room. So I go in there, and they got her on the table, and they had put a blue curtain over her from her neck up, so she couldn't see what was going on below the curtain. And I realized they do that in case they made a big mistake. She can't identify anybody. That was the reason. But I walk in there, and they cut her stomach open, and the doctor's got both hands inside of her, and he's pulling stuff out like he lost a watch in the drawer. He's pulling things out, and he's just dropping them back in. And I said, is my daughter in there? He goes, hey, this isn't my first rodeo. And I said, have you done this before? He says, yeah, 3 or 4 times. I said, what? He goes, no, 3 or 4,000 times. Finally, he pulls her out, and he hands her to me. And it was the most magical moment of my life. Now, I'm sure those of you with children remember when you first saw your baby, the first baby, you held it in your arms. There's nothing like that. More beautiful than the best sunset. A million roses, there's nothing as beautiful. I was looking at her, and I started to cry. I have a baby.
That's what makes you with me.
But I'm an idiot. I have a baby. And the doctor said, would you like to cut the cord? And I said, what? He said, the umbilical cord. I said, you're going to give me scissors? And he said, yeah, well, they're short ones. So they gave me little scissors. Now, I thought it was going to be like this, and it was just going to go snip. No! It's like steel. I go to cut it, and it keeps slipping out of the scissors. So I'm chasing her umbilical cord around her stomach for 10 minutes. I turn around, they're hysterical. One's got a camera, they're on the phone, calling their friends. Finally, a nurse comes and goes, we do that to everybody, and she held it so it cut. Took her home, we named her Bella. Stands for beautiful, and she was beautiful. She was there for about a week, sleeping in the bassinet. I come out of the bathroom one night, and I hear, and I looked around to see if the devil was in the apartment. Did you ever hear the devil on TV? He always sounds like, I'm the devil, I'm Lucifer. I think they should lighten it up. I think they should have the devil sound like Ethel Merman. Come out in pink jumpsuit, hello, I'm the devil. I think it would be much more interesting. Well, I walk again, and then I hear it again. And a smell hit me, and my eyebrows and eyelashes burst into flames. And I fell to the floor, and I crawled into bed, and I woke up my wife, honey, what is that horrible smell coming out of the baby? She goes, oh, that's from the baby food. That means we give it to them and it gets the gas out while they're sleeping. I go, you could have warned me about that. And I go, a couple nights later, my wife gets into a heated discussion with the kids. They wanted to watch Disney. She wanted to watch a cop show. She said, it's all right, I'll go in the bedroom. So I thought she should have stayed and watched with them. She went to bed. So I waited until she was asleep, and I ate some baby food. And I waited about a half hour, and I crawled in the bedroom. My stomach was going, whoa. And I woke my wife up, and I said, pull my finger. She pulled my finger, she goes, oh my God, what's that horrible smell? And I looked and I said, baby food. Like I said, you gotta get even sometime. So now my little Bella is 10 years old. She is a beautiful little girl, kind of looks like a young Aunt Margaret. I always carry a picture of her. Nobody ever believes that I could have a beautiful child, but I do. And she does stand-up comedy with me, which is the best thing. She writes her own jokes. Her first joke that she wrote was, she wrote when she was 6, was, why did the chicken cross the road? He was tired of being cooped up. At 7, she wrote another joke, which was, why was the skeleton afraid to cross the road?
Oh, you're using
He had no guts. Then at 8, she came up with, why did the rooster cross the road? The chicken was on vacation. Here's a little picture of her, only people in the front can see her.
Oh, she came off.
Oh, she faded out, there she goes. But see, that's it, when I show people pictures of her, all the women go, oh. So I know she's pretty, because women come up to me all the time, they go, your daughter is so pretty, your wife must be stunning.
Yeah, go ahead and take it.
Can I get some credit for showing up? But she is great, and now, like I said, she does stand-up comedy with me, she's so smart. Before Christmas, I said, Brian, you're getting a little bit older, do you want to see Santa Claus this year? She said, Dad, I'm a little too old to want to sit on a random stranger's lap. That's pretty good for 10 years old, so I'm very happy to have her. And I'm glad you guys are here, and I'm glad we're all here. And that's the bottom line, you're here. Everybody's concerned about getting older, but you gotta keep going. If the brain walks, the body will follow. Now I understand we have some birthdays here today. Let's find out, I've got a list. Now right here, we can see this. Happy birthday, Eugene. Where are you, Eugene? Right there in the front. And how old are you now? 92. He wasn't ashamed to say that. Very good. Sometimes I ask people, and they don't want to tell me how old they are. They're embarrassed. You should never be embarrassed to tell your age. You know why? You made it. Think of all the people you grew up with, kids you went to school with who didn't make it. You know why you're still here? Because you want to go on. That is the trick. Keep going. Never give up. Now, I understand that it's your birthday, and this is your wife, Evie, over here. How long have you guys been married? 67 years, that's amazing. Congratulations, where did you meet each other? Chicago? Did you meet in school, at a dance? How did you run into each other? Oh. So basically your sister hooked you up, as they say. Ah, and where were you stationed in the war? England, all right. Did you pick up any of the accent? Did you say something English sounding? He said, nope, I'm American, I'm not going to say. I don't have an English accent. You ever notice that the English people all sound like, hello? And they all do this when they're done with the sentence. How are you? Remember Terry Thomas? With the big space between you? I'm Terry Thomas, hello. I like English accents. Well, congratulations to you. That's a long time to be married. I had a couple, they were sitting in the front row, and they were holding hands. Oh, you have a question?
I would say that the 50 happiest years of my life.
The 50 happiest years of his life. And then there was another 17 that was okay. That's not bad. Trust me, that's a good ratio. That's very good. Right. That's very good. But I had a couple sitting in the front row and they were holding hands. And I said, are you guys a couple? And she goes, whatever. I said, well, how long have you been together? She said, 54 years. I said, well, how long have you been married? She said, 4 years. I said, so you knew each other for 50 years and then you got married. What made you rush into this? And she looked at him and said, we were waiting for our spouses to die. See, that's it. When we get older, we get this really twisted sense of humor. There's a lot of what they call senior jokes. For instance, a couple comes walking out of a restaurant. They walk past a wishing well. The husband throws a quarter into the wishing well and he makes a wish. The wife throws a quarter into the wishing well. She falls in and drowns. And the husband goes, wow, it worked. Two older gentlemen are having dinner. One says to the other one, my wife's an angel. And the other one goes, really? Mine's still alive. That's the way it is. Older gentleman gets lost in a department store. Wandering around, he walks up to a beautiful young woman and says, excuse me, could you talk to me for a few minutes? And she goes, yeah, sure, why? What's the matter? He goes, well, I don't know where my wife is. And whenever I talk to a beautiful woman, she appears out of nowhere. Which is the way it is. Well, Eugene, congratulations on your birthday. That's pretty good. Now, where's Arthur Tomlinson at? Right there. How you doing, Arthur? I understand you're 92, and you're a tennis player at 92. That's amazing. I can barely walk, and you can run and get the ball? How often do you play? 3 times a week. You're in better shape than I am, man. I already don't like you. But that's great. That's good that you're staying healthy. See, that's a trick. Even if you're just getting up and walking around, even if you got a walker or you're in a wheelchair, move around. Go down the hall. If you pass somebody, just say hello to them. One of the best things you can do for your mind is play games like bingo. Do you play bingo here? Bingo is a great game. It does 3 things for you. Number 1, you have to turn your hearing aid up so you can hear it. Number 2, you have to pick your glasses up so you can look through the bifocals and see where the number is on the card. And number 3, you got to try and hold your hand steady while you put the little chip so you don't knock the rest of them off. But you have to think. That's good. Tennis is a hard game because you got to plan where it is, where you're going to put the shot, and not fall down while you're doing it. Because you don't want to fall down and break your hip. I had my hip replaced 10 years ago. I got an anniversary coming up next month. I got arthritis because I'm diabetic. Anybody with diabetes here? It's more like anybody not have diabetes. So I'm called that. So I take like 35 medications a day. And I don't know if you're like me, but every time I go to put the medicines up to my mouth, I put the pills up there, the tiniest one always falls out of my hand, hits the floor, bounces, and disappears off the earth. I swear there's a planet on the other side of Pluto where all these little pills go. So what I think we should do is give us a little blender. And you put some milk in, you put the pills, you put some syrup in the flavor, and you just chug it. And then you don't drop anything. Because it's so confused. I get this for this day, this for the morning, this for the afternoon. So I had my hip replaced, and it got really bad. I developed a bone spur where it was going when I would walk. And I was at the Improv. I did a show there. And there was a comic from New York, and he thought he was really cool, and he thought he was really bad, and he thought he was really funny. He said, yeah, I'm from New York, you know, we're best comedians. We're better than you guys out here in Los Angeles. I'm a tough guy. I said, really, you're a tough guy? Come here a minute. He said, yeah, what do you want? I said, give me your hand. He said, why? I said, put your hand right here. Put his hand on my hip, and I went, and he ran out of the room crying. But the pain got really bad. And I was going to get the operation. Then I had a nightmare. I really dreamt that I was on the operating table. I And I heard the doctor say, "Nurse, I think I cut too deep." And the nurse goes, "Why do you think that, doctor?" He goes, "Because I just scratched the table." So I put off the operation for 2 years and started taking a candy called Vicodin. Anybody ever heard of Vicodin? Everybody goes, "Yeah, we know what Vicodin is." It's very addictive. I was taking 10 to 20 pills every day just to stop the pain. And it worked. I didn't have any pain, but I couldn't feel anything from my neck down. In fact, I didn't know if I was going to the bathroom or not. One time I was after a show and I was talking to the guy. I said, "Well, I gotta go." And he goes, "Looks like you already did." But since the operation, I've gone through a change. I've gone back in time. The doctor hit a nerve and disconnected or reconnected something. And so I become much like a child. See, when you're a child, you start out one way, and when you get older, you go back in time. Because when you're a baby, you start out wearing diapers. And then when you get older, you're wearing diapers again. I've got on plastic pants right now, and I'm not ashamed, I'm not embarrassed. I like it, because I don't ever have to rush out of the room. At any point, wait a minute. All right, at any point, I can just go on where I am. So personally, I like it. I'm glad I made it. Well, Arthur, let's see. Oh, you're Cuban too? All right, you smoke Cuban cigars? Have you ever smoked a Cuban cigar? They're like this long, aren't they? Cuban cigars are giant. I think they're so big you can't sneak them out of the country. That's part of it. Well, congratulations. I'm glad you're here. All right, Maxine Blaurock?
She's not here.
She's not here? All right. Howard Wasserman. Where are you at? Right here. And you are the retired pharmacist. So when they want drugs, the doctor won't give them, they go to you? And he says, "I hope not." That's good. How long were you a pharmacist?
50 years.
50 years. What was the strangest thing anybody said to you when they came in for medication? There's got to be one that sticks out in your mind. Everybody has a weird story. Well,
Look at these, I burned them. What can I put on them? Well, let me see.
wow. He said a woman came in and she ripped open her dress and she said, "Look at these, I burned them. What can I put on them?" So he took some medication and put them on himself. See, that's what you do. You go beyond the call of duty. You always offer a helping hand or two. It's a service. It's great. Or they're glad you're here. All right, you two, we got you and your wife, Jim Brady and Aileen Gurney. Where are you guys at?
Jim's asleep.
He's asleep?
Yep.
All right, well, we don't, where's he at?
Right here.
Oh, right there, he's asleep. I'm killing with these two. He just said, "I'm going to sleep." At least he's not snoring. You ever been in a room where somebody snores and you hear them all of a sudden they go, that scared me to death. Oh, we woke him up, I think. You know, he's still ready to jerk off. Now, what I understand is one of you likes vodka and tonic with lemon.
Oh.
You? So you know exactly what you want in life. That's very important. And how long have you two been together? So long she doesn't even know. That's good. When he gets to the point where it's like, "I don't know, I really don't care anymore," and he's going back to sleep. So what we're going to do is put a little whipped cream on his nose and then take off and see if he does that all trick. All right. And Betty Molitor and Bob Olderness, where are you at? Otterness. And you guys met here? You're like a new couple? Are you in love?
Of course.
She went, whatever. So you're basically just using each other. She just winked at me. She went, ah. That's good. You gotta find love somewhere, you know? It's hard. And the thing is, people don't realize that when you come into places like this, you used to have your own home, you used to have a car, you used to go out and drive, you used to see your friends. Now you're here, so this is your family. Be friends with everybody, you know? And like I said, try and stay healthy. Going and getting older is not easy. Our bodies change. Remember when you were like 17, 18 years old, and you were taking a shower, and you had soap all over you. All you had to do to wash the soap off was raise your hands and turn around. Then when you hit 40 and gravity's pulling parts of you down, to get the soap off, you have to lift things out of the way. I did that last week. I found a wallet under my stomach. There's $40 in there. It was wet, but it dried out. It was good money. And of course, the eyes go bad. I've got the bifocals. My glasses never stay on, and I hate my bifocals because the way they work, if you've never worn them, the bottom lens makes things look closer so you can read. But the problem is, it makes things look closer. So when I first got them, I was tripping going up the stairs because I couldn't see where the stairs was. I'm going like this, and it's one thing when you trip going down, that's funny, but you look really stupid falling going up the stairs. Sorry, new glasses. You gotta take the medications. I'm very happy I have my hair. Very happy with my hair. You know, a lot of guys tell me that I have too much hair. And it's always the tall guys that are bald looking down. You got too much hair, so I say, do you want some? And people say, do you dye your hair? I go, no, why would I dye my hair? And they say, is it a toupee? Why would I get a toupee this cheap looking? You know, I don't think so. But it's not easy. You gotta try and stay healthy, exercise. You guys got a pool out there, right out there. How many of you swim? Everybody, get in the water, even if you just wade. It's great exercise and it doesn't hurt your body. Swimming is really good for you. Even if you just lay out there and float. You know what I noticed? There's a sign. Children under 14 years old must be accompanied. Any 14-year-olds live here by any chance? I just want to check. There's not a lot of 14-year-olds come here, right? And they're not usually going swimming, but that's it. Things are bizarre everywhere. Life is constantly changing. And again, try and eat healthy. Try to stay away from fatty foods. And again, get out. Don't sit in your room and stare at the television. Television stops your brain. Does anybody still read books? That's the answer. What are books? Everybody's on the computer. Here's my impression of every kid these days walking down the street. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see you there. That's it. Everybody's hooked up to the phone. If the phone lines went down, if the cell phones went out, people wouldn't know how to go to the bathroom. I gotta call somebody, but I don't have a phone. Remember the old days when all your phone numbers started with a word and a letter, and you had to use one finger and turn the dial? I love that. I miss that part. I want to get a cell phone that's got a dial on the front of it. Hey, check out my phone. It's a dial phone. They're going to go to a wire attached. But that's the way I am. Again, I'm glad you guys showed up for the show, and I think there's something special going. We're going to have dinner in a little while, which is nice. How many people will be having dinner? Anybody? Good answer. I like that. Everybody's going to be eating. Do you guys ever do singing? Do you have karaoke here? If you had karaoke, would anybody come down and sing?
Yep.
Yeah, all right. Because karaoke is really good. Singing is great for you. Singing works your lungs. And when your lungs move, it pushes oxygen into your brain, and it keeps your brain alive. And that's the key. Remember, you can keep going if you want to. As long as your brain is walking, your body will follow. So never let your brain go. So what we're going to do, we're going to do a little singing. First song we're going to start with is a song you may already know. It's called When the Saints Go Marching In. All right, now it's a two-parter, as they call it. It's called the round robin. Basically, oh, when the saints go marching in, and then everybody, oh, when the saints, okay? So we'll get it started. You can take the first or the second part. Ready? Oh, when the saints go marching in. Everybody, when the saints go marching in, I wanna be in number. When the saints go marching, keep it going real loud. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, when the saints, what? Up. And where you want to be? In that number, when the saints go marching in. You did it, look at that. And you weren't assisted. Just wanted to throw that in there. Yeah, singing is good, I love singing. I do a lot of karaoke. And I take my daughter to karaoke. And one time she got up and she sang some song from a show, from The Sound of Music. And a lady walks up to her and she says, "Honey, you're so cute. You got such a great voice." And you know, there's a strange woman talking to my daughter. I went to go up and put my arm around her head to show possession of my child. And the woman goes, "And who's this? Is this your grandpa?" My daughter takes my arm off of her head, walks right up, puts her stomach against the lady's leg, and looks up. "Lady, it's a bad way to start a conversation. This is my dad. He made me." And she backs up. She's so cute. I just love her. And now she's making movies. She made a horror movie with her little notebook called Date Girl. She took one of her friends and put a scarf over her head, and she touches her friend, and her friend dies. And then she goes to pull the girlfriend out of the bathroom, and they both started laughing. So she put that on the internet. And yeah, my daughter's going to make movies. Hopefully she'll be able to support me soon. Isn't that what the kids are for, right? To help you pay the bills? That's why we have children, right? Am I the only one that feels this way? Me and you, we're just the two of us. Yeah. I gotta get this jacket off. Can everybody see me in the jacket? Yeah, Liberace may have passed on, but I stole this from him before he went. On weekends, I rent myself out as a mirror ball. They just shine a light on me and it reflects light all over. But the thing about the jacket is it's very warm because it's metal and it reflects heat. So I'm gonna take it off, and it's liable to be exciting for the ladies, so please don't jump up and rush up here. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. I don't want to get you too excited. Because that happens. I had a woman come up to me after the show. She was 87. She came up to me in her electric wheelchair, and she just pulls up next to me as I'm leaving. She goes, "Hop on, I'll take you for a ride." No, I don't think so. She goes, "It'll be worth your time." I went, no, it's okay. And she rolls halfway down the hallway, and she turns around and she goes, "You still got a chance. Come on." And I said, "No, I don't think so." I had one show where there was a lady, I was asking where the birthdays were, and I said, "We got a birthday?" And she stands up and she's this tall, and she said, "Today's my birthday, I'm 107 and I can still kick it." And I said, "You're in a wheelchair." I said, "You're on a walker, you shouldn't be kicking anything. You're gonna break your hips." She said, "I did my hips, I'm working on my knees now." And she dropped down. But that's it. That's what I like about doing this. This was an idea that came to me about 4 years ago. I've been doing comedy for 4 years. I've never had a day job. I've always been able to support my family, making people laugh. And then 4 years ago, I said, I should go out and make people laugh that are not going to be coming to the comedy club, that don't get a chance to get out and laugh at a goofy, retarded guy. Now I'm here, and you have your chance. Now, how many people are still here by the house? How many still don't know where you are? And the big one, how many still don't care? All right, just checking. He's just sitting here, he's got his arms crossed, he's got his legs crossed, he's got such a serene smile on his face. He's like, he looks happy, that's good. And she keeps checking over him to make sure he's still asleep. And your husband's just out. So later on, he'll have all this energy, he'll be running around the room and fixing things, right? Maybe not, yeah. She said, "Yeah, sure." All right, let's do another song. This one is really old, and people love this, and I think it's because it's a song we grew up with, called "Row, Row, Row Your Boat." Yeah, see, you're laughing already. So it's the same type of thing, 2 parts, so jump in on whatever part you want. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. I'm rowing. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. keep going.
Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream.
You did it. You did it all by yourself. I didn't help you at all on that day. Give yourself a hand because you're waking your hands up. And that's important too. Don't forget your extremities. Keep your hands and feet away. I have neuropathy in my feet because I used to walk a lot when I got diabetes. Now I got pain in all the time. So I live on ibuprofen. So I get up every morning and I yell at my feet, wake up! And you know what? You don't say anything back. I hate that part. Yep. Any questions? Everybody all right? All right. You guys okay? Side view? What do you think of side view, huh? Terrific? She's hot. All right. Me and you? She went, no, not with you. Anybody but you, thanks. I thought I was doing well, but you never know. All right, let's try Zippity Doo-Dah. Remember that one? That's the same type of thing, but to do this one, I think we're going to spice it up a little bit. Let's add what they call accompaniment. This is my other baby. This is my guitar. As you can see, it's a little different. It has a flying skull on the front of it. A flying skull. The flying skull is the symbol of rock and roll. And what goes together better than a rock and roll guitar and an old Jew? But I started playing guitar when I was 16 years old because at that age I realized that girls love the guitar players. I look at the women are going, yes we do. And I'll show you what it is. It's one thing they do while they're playing. And they hold it and they all make that face. And women love it because it's emotional. Women appreciate emotion. See, now when a man sees a woman, he decides he wants you because of the way you look. Whereas women don't care about looks that much. They want a guy with a brain. A woman will walk up to a man and say, can you talk? So the women love the emotion. Women love a man who can talk, whereas men want you to shut up so they can talk. That's just the way it is. So let's try and do Zippity Doo-Dah. I haven't played this before, so we're going to try it again. Let's sing. Zippity Doo-Dah, zippity-ay. My, oh my, what a wonderful day. Plenty of sunshine coming my way. Zippity-Doo-Dah, zippity-ay. Mr. Bluebird on my shoulder. It's the truth, it's actual. Everything is satisfaction. Zippity-Doo-Dah, zippity-ay. Plenty of sunshine coming my way. Zippity-Doo-Dah, zippity-ay. You did it again. See how easy that is? And I got one applause. Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. And she went like this. Are you English? Because that's the way the English always applaud. They put their hands up. And so you can see they're applauding. That's how they know they appreciate you. I just want to see if any of them are going, yeah. She went, yeah. They still love it. All right, we're going to wrap it up with something that I like to do. This is called Improv Blues. I really have no idea what it's going to be about, but you are the subject matter, so here we go. Now, if you feel like dancing, feel free to get up and dance. If you don't want to dance, put your fingers out, extend them like you're the Rockettes, and dance with your fingers.